The internet of bodies being a thing as well, indeed. The day might come when wonke umuntu that you know is on social media, and anyone that's not, that's the weird thing on the outliers that everybody must be careful with, or everybody must gaze at with care, with concern. Yeah, everybody must be like zone 14. Why? No, abazali bakhona irresponsible angazi. Feel ngathi bayamprostitute. No, kwamele siyobiza amaphoyisa. The day's gonna come when, because you're not on social media, people be actually concerning over you like that. But we're not there. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We are entirely not there yet. There are people that have absolutely no footprint on social media. They started a Facebook 3 years ago and have posted one thing and are not doing anything anymore on there. And yet there are thriving dads, thriving moms, thriving employees in corporate South Africa. Next guy on social media. There's social media that's looking at them with a side eye for that. So seeing as me now, I'm the only person with like a very heavy footprint on social media in my whole entire life. Not even my little sister who's a Gen Z, and you know how they're all up in these streets like some ticks. Not even my little sister has as much weight in social media as I do. And Nakona, how I ended up this littered on social media like some dustbin collection company is because I was thrown into obscurity, okay? And I needed my voice to be heard because I had nowhere else to look. I had nowhere else to go. I had no one else to look at. I was thrown into so much obscurity that I can't do anymore, and that's weird. So manja, I found comfort and solace in the world out there. That is frankly how I even started a YouTube channel. The only source of social media that I had was Facebook. And by the time I came to Christ, I'd already been off Facebook for a few months because I felt like I was too addicted to it. It was just a regular Facebook page that has friends on it. Every so often you post your status update and people ignore it largely. They might poke you, they might like a photo you upload, but it was not there for business purposes or for awareness purposes. It was a social thing that I could, if I didn't upload or if I didn't post on there for 4 months, nobody would have been like, yo, I'm worried about Karabo. She needs to go and see someone. Listen, she hasn't been on Facebook for 4 months. It was not like not going to school for 4 months. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff that can cause neighbors to be like, why hasn't this child gone to school for 4 months? So by the time I left Facebook, by the time I came to Christ and was serious about the things of the Lord, I'd been ignoring Facebook for a few months because Facebook, abantu were toxic over there. I didn't like the atmosphere, and I was trying to rip it off me like ripping the band-aid off. I was addicted to it, but I saw Uguti there was a toxic atmosphere there. And people that just don't want anything good for you, so and successfully guyo. I had a stint before then where I tried to leave Facebook, but hey, I was drawn back to it again, addiction. But then this time around, I was like, it was like cigarettes. I had to stop, so I stopped, and then I got born again. More so, now that I was saved, I was like, whatever, I don't miss it. I was serious about the things of God, in the things of Modimo, and then because I didn't think to go to Facebook in order to proliferate the gospel or to do work for God. It wasn't Facebook that I was drawn to. It was writing, because I was always a writer. So because I was busy doing poetry, I felt like in my own heart, in my own in my own space, I just like to write for Jesus. One time I shared a poem that I had written to the Lord with a friend that I thought was in Christ, but it turns out not just like most of y'all South Africans. Sure. Anyway, Mara, at the time I couldn't excite. I daftisa, I get us tape thinking that Kim Zalwan. So I fellowshipped with her, and because I was writing poetry every so often for God, and I had apparently a skill for it, a talent for it. Seeing as she was a sister in Christ, turns out I shared my work with her. I was like, oh look, I wrote this, because the two of us, if anything, she's the one that recommended a bunch of links or videos. P4CM, Passion for Christ movement, genetics, Libo, Jackie Hill Perry. But at this time, it was just Jackie Hill poetry. We used to love listening to poetry from P4CM. And so during that time, because I was a writer already, I experimented with poetry in Bala. And because I was in fellowship with that chick, I then sent her one of my pieces, and I then sent her one of my written pieces. And she read it, and she was like, whoa, Garaba, you're really good. You're actually really good. Like, you shouldn't just keep it to yourself. You should share this stuff. You should show people. You've written some really excellent poetry, and I'm very edified by it. So you can really reach some people with this stuff. Maybe you should try and put this in a blog. And mind you, when it comes to blogging, because I've always been so artistic. Even back when I was on Facebook, That's why I left, frankly. The atmosphere was kind of toxic. People don't, maybe it's a South African issue. I think it might be a South African problem. I was artistic. I was always posting stuff. I'm very verbose. I have a way with words. I'm loquacious. I'm that chick with syntax all up in these streets forever. All right? So my posts were not just posts. My posts were not just posts. They were lyrical pieces. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there were jealous people around all that, because people will always have to be monolaring, some artistic people, you know what I'm saying? Where when you are that fashion girl, you know how to put a good outfit together. And those are the kinds of things that caused me to ultimately leave Facebook, because I was using it as my canvas stand on which to post all of my artistry, and I was met with quite a bit of hostility that I could pick up gut feeling. And of course I was met with lots of witchcraft, but I didn't know at the time because I was not yet born again, and neither was I exploiting my spiritual gift. But the toxicity that I could pick up and just feel like as a fragrance, more like a stench, rising up to the heavens, made me finally leave Facebook. I wasn't being appreciated in that space. South Africa, you don't appreciate your artists, listen, unless they're in the entertainment industry and work for Satan. And so I wasn't appreciated on Facebook by abantu that I was friends with, abanye, of which were not even known to me, just friendly by association. In Dabuguti, you asked me to be a friend because my friend is your friend, so I become a friend to you, and then you just stalk the crap out of me on Facebook. No, your noodles, they're scrambled. Anyway, that toxic space, I ultimately left it, but before then, like I said, my posts were kind of lyrical. I barely ever had just one little line over there. It was some piece of poetry that I would put as a status update or something. You know how I've got a way to type personality, like I'm conscious, an activistic flair. I am deep. I'm deep. Abantu wanted to believe that but when a chick is out being fly all the day long, so I was met with just like all that like cancerous attitude, and men over and above being just really pretty and well dressed, zonke lezinto combined. So I was met with lots and lots of like attitude, like just a gale force wind, a cold front. Okay, therein lies the cold front. For it to do its whole dry ice freezing thing on a corner. It was a toxic atmosphere. Got those little lyrical pieces that I would write on Facebook that ultimately made me leave. One time I made a decision, I want to write much bigger things, much bigger things. I was always a writer from as long as I could remember. So I started writing short stories, and the short stories that I would write, fictional ones, I would post them on Facebook, but not in the status update page. But there was another spot of Facebook back in the day, I don't know if it still exists, Yeti posts, where you could write long elaborate things, like a little short novel you could write in there, and it would not restrict your word count. I started writing short stories and posting them over there, and some of the people that I was friends with appreciated it, commented, felt really blessed by it and whatnot. But then of course there was still, that hostility, jealousy. People would read my not articles, but my little short stories that I would create, like fictional short stories, novel type. They would read them. Some people would comment, some people would keep quiet. Some people would like, you get my point, whatever. And it became a place, an outlet for all that. So I was posting stuff. I was posting my fashion little ideas on there, my outfits. I was posting my little tiny bites. They're very lyrical for status updates. I was posting my wisdom. Though I was not yet born again, I've always been kind of conscious. I've been that girl all my life. And then I started writing short stories. That was my personality on social media. Essentially, I was an artist in the making that everybody could see, and y'all in South Africa, listen, you don't appreciate any of that. Unless they be out here working for crazy little entertainment industry, SABC, Barata, Khusunana, ANC. And so therefore, because they will do anything to make money, can't have honest artists in these streets, and that's why, listen, bang, bang, shot you down. And tanda ma artist wenu are honest, so we all gotta be underground. So mpumagini like nihitsuwape yakona. Hallelujah, you deserve to be left behind. Ingati, it's a post-rapture phenomenon. Look at you be left behind. One of my friends, however, that was not the incendiary monster Oshanyang, the way that incendiary monsters thing. After reading, not after reading, because in himself he was a fashion designer. Because of my little fashion posts that I would post on Facebook, he wrote me a direct message, an email essentially inside my Facebook. He was a friend from long ago, as in my life, not somebody that I met on Facebook, but I knew him. He was like, Karabo, you should really deeply consider starting a blog. Your artistic zeal there. Because I guess kote Nikki environment etlo fat and not just this little limited circus that is in front of you. Abantu that you know. Abantu that precisely because my guys back delay. And so you like fashion, start a blog, girl, start a blog. Go and start a blog where complete strangers will actually be commenting on what's going on with you. Well, he didn't say it in so many words, but he said you should start a blog. Because he was a designer and he knew spaces where people like him could go, people like us could go. Because I missed our own impinges there too. I missed our own family members. I missed our own colleagues. Any of that. So go to a space where don't nobody know you, and so for those reasons they're gonna be out your love and everything you be out your trying to do. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm gone. Sure. Didn't try it. Cause listen, I'm busy. Same time. There's just a lot going on in my life, dude. A blog? Where? You know, like where do I start a blog? Where? So I mean I took it under advisement and I was like, sure, thanks for the recommendation, thank you for noticing. The situation, the idea altogether. No, not in the disabled parking bay like all of y'all. Little girl. Now little short novels, short stories. Hey, I could have written for the entertainment industry in this country if it really wasn't so satanic. Anyway, yeah, Gangola short stories, a couple of people, same dude emailed me again, right? Wrote me again inside Facebook. On some, I told you, why don't you start a blog? And now, I mean, listen, we be out reading stories, post them somewhere else. Like he literally told me, I wish I had taken that guy's advice because I might have built for myself a following before I came to Christ in a writing space. Because coming to the Lord got me targeted by so much more demonic attack than what these incendiary, lackluster, crazy, cancerous monstrosities pursued me with, precisely because I was born again. If I was not saved, I would not have had as much attack on me, but I would have still been met with all this hindering thing that you be doing to fellow South Africans. Yeah, I would have still been met with that, but not at the height that now today it meets me, because now it is combined with demonic oppression. Because I you have targeted us. Yeah, if naked my message to me, maybe like build following I have try 5,000. And then I get back born again, maybe we give for Christ, like the way that Stephen Bankhurst did. After coming to Christ, he took a whole bunch of the people that he led astray in the New Age and the occult, writing in a space for the New Age and the occult, and when he got born again, he took a whole bunch of them to Christ. I maybe might have made like Stephen Bankhurst and taken a whole bunch of my followers as at that date of getting born again to Jesus. Yeah, but I didn't listen to my friend's advice. A guy, fashion designer. What's bala man? Somewhere else. So I'm on Facebook and go start a blog. First, he advised me to blog my fashion ideas. Sure, boy. And then secondly, when I started writing short stories, blog this then? Because I mean, chick, like, how you gonna be out here unleashing your creative, artistic, whole je ne sais quoi thing? So I'm start a website. I was like, sure, and I was like, and this time around, I think I asked him, where? Like, how? You know? And he was like, you can try blog post. And I was like, okay, fine, sharp. I followed the link that he recommended me, and I went to Vele to blog. Is it Blogspot or blog post or what? It was called Blogspot or blog post. And I started indeed a profile. But listen, I found it so taxing and so onerous building this thing from scratch. It was just, I didn't know what to do. There were templates that you could choose from. That website. And I took one and tried to make it fit, and then I started to post. I then started to post my little photographs over there, and then just sat there, just looking at this thing. And I was like, okay, now what? At the time, I did not know how websites operated or any space that has got algorithms. How you get your stuff out there. I mean, social media has not always been a thing that's like really hectic and heavy, but websites have been around much longer than social media has. And I didn't know how people attracted readers, viewers, whatevers on websites. I didn't know how. I didn't know how they did it. I did not know how a news website attracted watchers, readers. I did not know that something called algorithms, you know, and communities that are built by just search engine optimal, all that stuff. I didn't know how it works. I didn't know. So after starting this blog, I looked at the stuff that I had uploaded on there and I was like, now what? What must I do? Who's gonna come and watch this thing? Who's gonna look at my photos? Where am I gonna find an audience? I don't know. I'm not gonna market the game. Send that flyer go look at my blog. I'm not doing any of that. Like, listen, I didn't know that right inside the website it is possible for the algorithm to recommend your content to people and they can click on it based on how well you've optimized it. I didn't know that you didn't need to do too much. Just keep posting and somebody might find what you're doing interesting. So I just lost courage, and from the first 1 or 2 things that I posted over there, I was like, oh, and I'm just gonna sit over here and nobody's gonna see them, and then I can energy. I'm a busy girl. I'm studying. I'm working. Keep busy. I'm not gonna be sending out flyers on some. Please go check out my blog. I'm not gonna market myself. And of course, the environment was very toxic. Facebook. Listen, y'all know that your social media is full of toxic friends and family members. Y'all know that's a thing. I was like, and whatever. Already, I was apprehensive about social media. I was already apprehensive because people were already passing that energy, and I hated it. So I was not about to go and ask them to go and look at my blog. Like, listen, don't nobody care. So I lose steam for blogging a thing. I never wrote, but I definitely started a fashion blog. But then I just left it. And I never went back again. I was like, listen, no, I'm not doing it. I can NH. And then I came back to Facebook. Yeah, that was pretty much what in the world under heaven that I was then. And one friend tried to get me to use the world as my canvas and not whatever little monstrosities that I knew in my life, because anina ndaba nabantu benu andifuni nina uyo name dropper abantu bagini that have made it artistically. Nifuna wonke umuntu ukuthi ayo Kenya out here typing in corporate South Africa in an office dry, bureaucratic, boring, and the lightning strike mo kone le khadim. Mara, I'm not only paying attention because everybody's trying to pretend like this is not disastrous. Yeah, you want everybody in that nasty, dry environment. So abantu, when they start to looking gati, they could be a little bit more flamboyant than you. Leba pasa shady, and you're trying to acting gati. Their lyrical talents ain't jack. Their abilities to write short stories ain't jack. Their fashion sense ain't jack. Their colorfulness. Artistic ain't nothing to write home about over there, okay? Listen, nothing. Anyway, whatever. This friend of mine, I'm a great designer, and he did what he did, because I guess that's the thing. He was in the industry and he had a lot of advice along those lines. Like, he was an artist that was in an artistic space, and he knew what needed to happen with people like me, and so he gave me advice. And as I'm tata koptu ngoba, I guess when people are in your environment, abantu bakho, your own people, wabanyats. And that guy, he started out in that very boring bureaucratic space. I met him in the leadership program called Liberty Life, and it appeared as if we were going to just be nice and boring for the rest of our days in different corporate. But this guy decided after the program, this is not what I want to do. Listen, no, okay? And he just went and followed his dreams, yo. We even went to a fashion show, got this one joint, got Josie Maboneng. I was like, shame. Congra, you know? So he went and grabbed his artistic dreams, while the rest of us just try to push this whole nasty, thing up a hill like an ant trying to push a big fat giant ball up a mountain. Yeah, we tried to do that. We carried on with it, and he was like, I'm not doing it. And he took a risk, and his design career actually took off to a point where we fashion show team sabona ama models wake on a ramp. I was like, wow, dude, you're doing it. So he knew that you're in the wrong space, Karabo. Just try to start a blog. Because obviously push a corporate paper, but you don't belong there. And I mean, like, as a designer, where you can go, ugyo builder, the brand that you are, I know where you can go. And he tried to give me advice, but now as I'm because he was just like another person. Okay, and no, he wasn't gay. Yeah, not every male designer is like a closet homosexual. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, no, I was like, sharp. Mara, kaka advice ngana e1 ya hai. Ka inkimela that blog ka tswa mayon. especially considering I had so many other things that I was focusing on. Okay, and at that stage, I guess to soar like a bird, to do whatever I want to do, wherever I want to do it. And I stop to recommend what I should rather be doing. And I wish I had listened to him, because, well, I should have probably gone back to him and asked further. Why do you think that a blog would have actually made any difference? How in the world am I going to get the audience to grow? This, that, and the other. And then he would have given me advice, right? But I just give it in that's on my own. So by the time I came to Christ, I had been writing in my own capacity, short stories on Facebook. Sometimes I would write them and share them with like friends, colleagues, like as in send out a PDF after writing a short story. I remember I sent one of my colleagues at MTN my little love story that I wrote of this one Senegalese guy falling in love with a South African woman, and we had like a business and whatnot. The hot dog stand that became something very big and important one day. Bakula, and whatever. I wrote it, I sent it to her, and she was like, "Wow, this is so romantic, it's so sweet." I was like, "Thank you, Gan." That was before I got born again. After writing short stories, novels, Alirato, they were very worldly, that I wouldn't recommend anybody read today. I wouldn't recommend anybody read them today, but back then, that's the kind of stuff that would have actually won me a column in a magazine. Okay, a column. When I was in high school, I used to fantasize about being a columnist in a magazine. Not a magazine, a magazine. Like Carrie Bradshaw. Yeah, having a column where I would be writing little short stories that are very intriguing about life as a girl in the city. And so I would grab my, like those books that you buy with pages in them. Not a jotter, because jotters had these ugly brown pages, but no lines. Like, you know how books in high school line and then you write on lines, but then there's ones that are plain for art. Yeah, I would grab a book it's nang the line. It's just like basically the A4 pages. They're blank, but it's a book. I would create a magazine out of that book, where I would draw garula, like lines down, and basically write maraka lezoho, because I get it, that was before everybody had a laptop, before things got digitized very hectically. I would then write little articles in there, like magazine articles in there, and like cut out of actual magazines, photos and whatnot, like pages, food, like you know how magazines have got, because I had like a dream of one day having my own magazine, right? And I would cut out like the recipe section, magazine, out of magazine, whatnot. But then where it is that there were actual like stories that were being written, I would then write them myself, got old pen and my bad handwriting, and just page through it like it's my own magazine and whatnot. I used to write articles and I used to create magazines that I didn't share with anybody when I was in high school, and I wanted to be like Carrie Bradshaw, writing right there. I thought that was like, I don't even know why I didn't go into journalism, but I guess for me it was like I wasn't going to make enough money. I was an academic, and I was expected to do a BCom, I was expected to do a BSc, I was expected to do something that was just going to get you that kind of track of a career in corporate. But I was more suited for journalism, for writing, because that was what I was trying to do. But I didn't pursue it because it was just not very attractive in South Africa. It wasn't attractive in this country. It was only glamorous in the American context, which is what I saw a lot on TV. But in South Africa, I was like, I don't want to be that thing. I keep on drum magazine. I keep on You magazine. There's no glamour in it. If I'm gonna write, I want to write for a magazine like Cosmopolitan or Elle. I want to write for You magazine. So I was turned off by the prospect of journalism in South Africa. So that's why I didn't pursue it. However, I think if I was American, I might have actually pursued that and ended up in the editorial spaces. Like, I was attracted to that from not long ago. So I created my own little magazines and whatnot when I was a kid. And I used to love assignments like those in English. And I would ace them. So listen, it was always in me. So once in a while, every so often, I used to write little novels, little short stories, whatnot, for my own edification, and every so often I would share the content, with friends. They'd be like, oh, very interesting, oh, but this is such a page turn, I'm gone. And I just let it go over there. Never did I ever have any public space where I was sharing the stuff that others out there in the wilderness might read it and then be, intrigued by it. Blessed by it, like it, entertained by it. Never did I actually share it with anybody. Never, not even once. did I ever share that stuff with anyone. Internet is just not back yet, and it's just freaking the living daylights out of me out. Okay, anyway, whatever. Like, I needed to come back because listen, we need internet. Anyway, whatever, fine. I never shared it. And then when Facebook became a thing, I shared some of my short stories there, and elements of this side, this personality of mine were also evident in what I posted, the photos that I posted right next to the status updates that I would put on Facebook. But I was ill received by these here South African beef jerks. That's what you are? Okay, yeah, anyway. I was ill received, so I have a career, let me just go follow that. So by the time I came to Christ, that was already a thing that I was into. Understand, when you come to the Lord Jesus Christ, whatever is your core thing, your core passion, your thingy-ma-bobby that you have going for yourself, oh, God is going to be like, it's the gift I gave you, use it for me. He will give you a very strong, heavy burden on your chest. For ena, but no trouble until we sebedisa before then. For Satano no ndula unto blomeli and anakwe before you got born again. Mara how poloswa. Mudimo otroho etsa that thing, but very seriously. Oko etsa that if no ngolanja fella for mahala, for fun, for self-enjoy, just to pass time. When you come to Christ, you will be an author for the Lord. Hane obi na ko shawaring. Hallelujah. Hane unto only busy. They use their own cars, making them their homes. Ooh, sell, que se colota. Oh, resocolarote. Socolocoloca, resocolarote. Hey, resocolarote. Yeah, I don't know that you use their own cars. Cause yeah, I used to do that all the time. In the shower, pela mewaka kokoloying to whatever it is I was playing. Yeah. But when you come to Christ, you will sing for the Lord. You will go from on and on and on and on. My side will be moving like a rolling stone. I can't control the soul flowing in me. Ooh-wee. I picks my friends like I picks them fruit. And Granny told me that when I was only a youth. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. Don't waste my time trying to get what you got. Work on serving me, cause I can't serve you. And that's what I do. My soul flies free like a willow tree. And do we random whatever music when you're like lost in the world first time, cause you know Erykah Badu was like big with me. The first time when I saw you, boy, it was a warm sunny day. All I know is that I wanted you. I really hoped you looked my way. And then you smiled at me so warm and sweet. I could not speak. You make me feel like a little bitty girl. What do you do to me? Otlabina Erykah. Very unserious. Conclude. Otaba ubina bloody show me. Maramewa how omoboraga voice. Kokolo ingalia Eastgate. When you come to Christ, you'll be like on some amazing grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Or as a whole gospel artist, or as somebody who has on the cover on YouTube. As in, you're a lot more serious. You're not just in your shower anymore. You're not just boring a family member anymore. You're not just like reeking noise wreck anymore. Also wooden spoon or whatever. Now you are going to be convicted by the Holy Spirit that it's not just for the shower, little girl, okay? Kufile tsona di pipes that thing, so tsamo di aga, tsamo di chezela, tsamo shapa braso, go shine them, because I'm calling you to be either a gospel servant or do covers or write music for me or serve me ka voice ew, because God has a thing about wasting talents as by skelem sa thing. Alright, when you come to him, otlo sebedisa every last nair wall that you took for granted before you came to him. So that which was under the carpet, non-serious, will become a whole ministry now that you're in the Lord. So the article nothing's gonna ever get. Playing around, jotting in my books, making a magazine out of some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. As a little girl, I was on and on and on and on. My sap would be moving like a rolling stone. I can't control the soul flowing in me. Yeah. Hey, before I get close, Mama always told me to be careful who I love. And Daddy always told me make sure he's right. I wasn't sure, and so I decided that I'm gonna write this random 4-page letter. I'm sending you a 4-page letter, and I enclosed it with a kiss. And when I write, then he better get it on time. Get it on time. Oh yeah. Hey, get in the house. You go from there to hallelujah, hallelujah. That's why Justin Bieber's out here in the closet, in and out, like dipping his toes in and out of heaven. That's why he gets saying that gospel music. Because the dude is evidently called of God, Mara. He's got his foot in the world and his foot in Christ. But he can't help but sing for God, even got World Cup final. You get my point? He can't help it. He can't. Because when you come to the Lord, that which you are just kind of slipping under the carpet becomes a whole main idea. So therefore, anything at all that was artistic, that I was trying to do, while and I feel like it was just a pastime, something, you know, that every so often I'm actually, you know, doing, was a thing that was just something that maybe I'm actually doing. That's why it became super serious when I came to the Lord. And now, I mean, of course, y'all were ignoring me when I was lost, when I was in the world. Y'all, I mean, like, my ex-boyfriend, guys. I remember I once broke out into a song, and he was like, hey, don't do that. Just like it. He was visibly irritated with me singing. Basically just kind of telling me, don't quit your day job. He never got to hear me sing. He never said it out the way that my mom said it out. He never wrote it out the way that my mom wrote it out. To a point of even saying you should join. My mom used to tell me to go and join South African idols or pop stars. It's Coca-Cola, pop stars time again. My mom was like, I'm gonna join. I was like, hey, I can't sing. I'm not good enough. I keep acting now, judge that thing. And so I didn't go. When I came to Christ, the Lord fixed it up. My ex, however, wouldn't even write out me being like, huh? He was like, hey. I was like, that's why I started singing. Okay, I can sing. That's why today I was with the guy for 5 years and he didn't know. Because one time I tried to break out into a song in front of him and I was like, yo. And I believed him. I believed him because I didn't think I could sing. My mom thought I could, but I was like, okay, yeah, fine, in the shower. Okay. I was like in the shower, in the car, anywhere else out there in the wilderness. But actually like really kick it and murder it? No, I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. No. But then God, I guess, I'm back online, yay. The internet is back. God trained me up, God raised me up, God fixed it, God improved me. God is still improving me. God saw it fit to do a whole marvelous work in me. And now I think I can be really good if I want to be. But you see, the thing about because either or second guess underestimate over here flatlined below sea level over there go is that the moment clear that nakwele hana ubina like recently wabona njengena ebibitsang to me ex nang taba ka yona mara impitsi senkare ke jomo of late lang ngwana nang le 14 antsa jwale yena antsa musuna skolo ka outside of ntlu ya ko habona ntse ke utlwa pina yeah I don't even know what the artist's name is now that my internet is back. I didn't even know, but I knew that the song back in the day ne ke rata o ibina ntse ke utlwa on a loop pina in. And I'm like, I'll teach you how I cannot have a how tsebe wa hlanya usubile matakwane or devil worshipper. We pila msadi that doesn't belong to you. Like you're just a crazy okie. And I heard Pina Ena just being rang in my head over and over and over and over again. Mara ne ke rata hane e new on the market. It's a taozwa. And ne ke rata ho experimenta ka yo. Ne ke rata because I've always experimented with recording myself singing, but I never posted the stuff. Like I had a whole video camera. I used to walk around carrying a digital camera, and later on the camera also had video recording qualities in it. I always used to record myself, but then I would upload the little clips, put them on my computer, listen to them, and cringe. I would put them on my computer, listen to them, and cringe, and then conclude that I can't. Mara, the way I get the camera and then if I share the videos of you can see from all that. Obviously, God was trying to show me it exists more harawena. It does exist, mara. I underestimate that you are second guessing yourself, my daughter. Well, that was before I was his daughter, but I mean, I guess I was gonna be his daughter, so I might as well be called his daughter then. I was gonna ultimately be Ngwanateng. La tlhaloganya. So una mpitsa mara pina ke gopotse only because they get to experiment ka yona. Why am I not able to click on what I'm trying to click on over here? Like, seriously, can we just not be crazy? Anyways, fine, I'll go into another place. Yeah, Paloma Faith, only love can hurt like this. Ke ha ke utlwa pina ena over and over, and I was like, batho pina ena ha qeta ho tla on the market. They can't even wrong into yona camera ya teng. Like that I would never share when I was still working. Do you understand? I would like sing the song, and I'm pretty sure that this let me just check something over here. Oh, come on, just don't give me grief. Don't give me grief. I just want to say, I want to ask, when was it released? Yeah, 2014, May 11, 2014. 2014 is the year when I lost my career, and at that stage I was already singing a lot into camera so that I used to have in my apartment, like after work on weekends, whatever. I get towards me getting saved. I was single, so I wasn't always with my boyfriend, so I spent a lot of time recording little singing videos, and then I would put them on my computer, back when it wasn't USB so much, but like that SD card, EST card. I would put them on an SD card and then put them on my computer from the SD card and listen to myself and cringe and be like, oh goodness no, like whoa, ew, like listen, I can't sing. I don't know why I think I can, but when I was busy recording this little song into this, I thought I had pipes. I thought, like, when you listen to yourself singing and you think you sound so good, and then you upload it, or not upload it, but you re-listen to the recorded thing, and then you're like, yeah. I was always cringing. Mara, one of the songs that I used to sing all the time, because at the time of it being released, was this one. I was busy ntse ke recorder. Ke ha e khutla ntse ringa wang recently. And I was like, yo, pina ne ke rata go ibina jwang, mara ke tsule mo yona because I can't get more Christ now. Ke bona again. Pina ena ya Paloma Ford called Only Love Can Hurt Like This. Ne ke rata go bina ke ha e repeatwa in my ear recently, like as in a couple of weeks, because I stopped posting and some little idiot thinks Uguti he's in love and only love can hurt like this. And I was like, because I just respected and had so much not mad love, but mad respect for voice quality other artists. I've always wanted to sing like the artists that have got this like deep voice that, like Boma Adele saw, Boma Nora Jones saw, and here is Paloma Ford, right? Paloma Faith, not Ford. Paloma Faith. I've always wanted to sing like that, so I would train myself though, right? Like Adele's Found a Boy. I used to again sing into my camera a lot. What is this? I thought I told you he'd be home soon. I can't help myself. He's too good to be true. I fall short each time. Every time he ain't here, you and me creep closer in here, like a fool for fire. I thought I fell short each time, so I found a boy who I loved more than ever did you before. So stand beside the river I cried and let yourself drown. Look how you want me now that I don't need you. I ain't yours for no taking. You must be mistaken. I could never look into your eyes and settle for wrong and ignore the right. When I found a boy who I loved more than I ever did you before. So stand beside the river I cried and let yourself down. Look how you want me now that I don't need you. I used to practice Kapinayo, and I cringed because I hated my voice. And indeed, at the time, I was yet to be fully developed because during the days when I was on the come up, I wasn't being validated, not by enough people. And secondly, I didn't think I would ever need to make singing something that is a very serious thing that I'm doing, because I never knew that I would be singing one day for Jesus, right? So there was no need for me to train my voice, try to control it, try to learn breathing, and none of that. I only started trying that when I came to Christ, and even then, when I was finally in a lot of sorrow, a lot of persecution, and God was like, voice ya because the Lord was like, the voice, belt girl, like belt, okay? You're gonna belt one day. You're gonna sing, and you're gonna sing really well, and I'm gonna train you because I gave you those pipes. You didn't cultivate them back when you were lost in the world, because people who are lost in the world have talents, a suite of them. And every so often, because of those talents, they're given some passions concerning those talents, but they don't take them too seriously. They focus on one little thing, their careers. They focus on one little thing, what they imagine is what they need to do, and then they stick with it. But then when you come to Christ, you're given a purpose, the purpose of which will never leave you alone, pertaining your talents and your gifts. You will not be able to just throw them away. You will use them. At some point, even if it's after 10 years of coming to Christ, you will use your talents. And indeed, with me, singing is something that I've always been doing, but like it only became something that I became a little bit more serious with in persecution years after coming to Christ, like many years after coming to the Lord. And so therefore I used to train myself in the beginning, because I've always just been singing randomly just for mahala, just because I liked doing it, you know. I always used to sing with a wooden spoon in front of the mirror, and I thought I sounded good until I recorded myself, and then I cringed upon hearing it. One time there was like a pop stars competition, go MTN, and I entered because I've always loved singing. And so I experimented with it. I was like, guys, let's enter this like competition, and I got a whole bunch of my colleagues, and I became the lead singer, and we sang Pack Up, right? Yeah, I'm getting tired and upset, and I'm trying to cry a little less. When I Google, I only get distressed. I was told to watch those, and then I was told, don't worry, don't doubt, there's something to worry about, yeah, whatever. Pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and bury them beneath the sea. I don't care what the people might say, because they whisper too loud for me. Ooh, yeah, we sang that, and I was the lead singer. And, well, colleagues cheered, but I cringed, because I did not like my voice, but I've always been singing. And if at all we can do something very innocuous, lighthearted in the office that's not gonna win me Randall from like some music competition type criticism, I'm doing it because it's lighthearted and it's nothing serious, you know? It's nothing serious. So I would run with it, but never would I have ever thought that I could do music like seriously, type establishment thing, until the Lord was like, I gave you a gift. So it's very serious to me. So one of the songs that I used to sing as a Christian, because I like that kind of register, I like that kind of voice, that kind of tone, that rasp in the voice, is Yona Paloma Faith. And when it was new on the market in 2014, I was busy out here. I was busy gayona. Kinse ke bina mo hara camera, ke uploada mo computer nyaga, cringing and then dropping it like a hot potato, like a mic. I've dropped a joke in a comedy show. I would drop it like a mic. And then it just came back, like just a few weeks ago. Yabuya. And I was like, and haungati, acelerato, this is witchcraft. We get addicted. We tatisita. You made yourself a fall for a woman you could never have. You are what we call a psychopath. You are a creep. You are mentally ill. You've lost your noodles. This is not love, my dear. This is obsession. With the Lord showing me, this is how this dude feels about your departure from your ministry. And I'm like, yo, what's in the addict? But ngizowenza anandaba nawo angikuthandi and uma ungashona ngoba uzibulelise ngomfazi ayinandaba ke nataba awuthitwe ngixhokisitse dijara o sa ntsebe from a bar soap wa sebedisa tšhelete ke tseba back in the day wa ipatala di bribe wa ga o si kopa o lo blocka mosadi ona e tloba wa ka by any means necessary. Wa itshepisa mosadi that could never be yours. Wa ga o kwa ke batho ka kgethwa nna ke outie ke sa itsebeng e khutswane no gana ke le motelele ke le mo 1.75 meters so ga kana a wa ka karabo ka re no akwa ha wa go tsebi futhi ke mo tseba fela di torong motho na ke tsebe sefatlo sa I don't know what he looks like but wathi mina ungo wa nganyamala poo make like Houdini in my ministry. Cause me, I found something else to do. I go study TEFL. 2 weeks into my silence, 3 weeks. I tell myself, you don't mean a thing. I'm like, Paloma. Can it? You. And what we got no hold on me. What do you mean what we got, dude? Like, listen, I don't know real. I know. And he was like, but when you're not there, I just crumble. I tell myself, I don't care that much. Who are you? I don't know you. It's like, this guy, but I feel like I might die if I don't feel your touch. I'm like, Matukimo. I don't know you, dude. But this is this guy's sentiment. That's how crazy people in the occult are. How you gonna say that about a stranger you ain't never met? Like, yo, I know Mzansi Wesiking. That's why I'm Anita Mado. My cousin would know what I'm saying over there. Betrayal. Yeah, do bado, yeah. Medication or law for. Because how you gonna sing this song to a woman you've never met? I tell myself, you don't mean a thing. And what do we got? Nothing. Got no hold on me. But when you're not there, I just crumble. I tell myself, I don't care that much. Only love can hurt like this. Only love can hurt like this. I must have been a deadly curse. Only love can hurt like this. Only love can hurt like this. It must have been the deadly kiss, because like he kisses women to mesmerize them, got something very satanic. Even without protection. Abuti are lerato fela ke lona le ka mutlusa botlhoko hakana, because kaofela di tshegetsang tsa di tsa snake bite ka korobela etle azange metsa ntho neng ke mo ntseng yona. So yona ka karabo obviously ke lerato abuti. Bolo bala 1 Corinthians 13 and understand ukuthi love always protects. Love does not insist on its own way. This is not love, brother. It's obsession. It's demon possession. It's addiction to something that was never yours. It's the work of the devil. Steals, kills, destroys. Hey, I know matter busy said I wouldn't care if you walked away. Essentially, whenever give a leave your ministry vele. Quit. Karaba quita vele. Kare quif karen kare accent abalo na tswang mo. Humane phele. Ngakwata. Tsuthoto. Stimela. Sam ngamalahle. Khwatswa puff of smoke at the back over there. And I was like, okay, bye. Ngavela ngagcina ngingalile vele cause ngifuna ukuthi ngali. Ngangala ngathi yo ena ke tlona ntse ke singa ke ntse ke cheka pela dinja. I'm not going to parade myself in front of monsters. And when I finally made that decision, like something you had been salivating after for years. You have been sending me spells to quit my ministry. And I did. Let's say Inja 18. Said I wouldn't care if you walked away. But every time you're there, I'm begging you to stay. And when you come close, I just tremble. When you come close, I just tremble. And I'm like, I know, Shemka, ukwa na, kidi come back spell. Azang na kingali. Eveling pizza. Hey, I'll tell you junkies in the kasi out here being fed meds that are supposed to heal you, but you get addicted and then you tell the pharmacist. And every time you go, whoa, it's like a knife cuts into my soul. You've made yourselves addicted with umuntu that doesn't belong to you. Only love can hurt like this. Must have been a deadly kiss. I used to try and experiment ka pina in. Yes, I hold. The high note is like tango di binana no. Yo, kya ko try. Only love can hurt like this. And then karupa hanya non seki mamela Mama Cheryl on YouTube, voice control. And I started to hit notes that I couldn't hit before because God has been training my voice, right? So now I can say, only love can hurt like this. I must have been a deadly case. Only love can hurt like this. Yo, Abuti, finally I can sing Pina in. But I don't want to sing it because now I want to sing for Jesus. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. That's all I want to sing. Nendaba yoguti. Umuntu feel ngathi he can't do without me. Uzinikeze i-obsession budwa. I can tell myself you don't mean a thing, but when you're not there, I just crumble. Only love can hurt like this. Must have been a deadly kiss. Now that I can out here hit those notes that I couldn't hit back then, God has taken me away from you. That I might not sing crap music. I'd rather sing for him. And there are people out here trying to lure me back in ka I tell myself you don't need nothing when I'm trying to sing for Jesus. You kicked me like a soccer ball. Yeah? Back when, upon listening to myself, I used to cringe. Yeah. You treated me like I was cringe-worthy. Now that I'm no longer cringing when I listen to my music, my singing, confidence nyana, I've been boosted by Jesus. Yeah, that's what's good. Ngifuna ukuthi ngibuye kodwa as umuntu nje ongathanda uJesu olahlekile, olala nezinja, oamukele ingqulaza in her stride, ochade isatha. Wait ke, modimo ke yana unthusa ngore ke reach those very high notes. La nkutlwe.